The first thing is about profiles. And if you go to your ecosystem, and to the top right hand corner there is a by your picture and your name, there's a drop down arrow. If you click that, you'll see profile. Now they've been working in this area for many of us, including myself. All that area for all your details is blank. Now if you remember, we also had 2 new fields there for your name on your national ID and date of birth. Now this is where they've been working on, and it's what I wanted to update you with of what's been going on there. So at the moment, if it shows blank, absolutely fine. You don't have to do anything or anything, but this is part and parcel of what's going to be happening as far as the OVERIFY is concerned. But if you went to edit it, okay, so if you click on edit your details, and for the fields that you could put on, if you put your name in it, for instance, okay, and then you go to save it, guess what comes up? Underneath that, it comes up with the full name of your government ID and the date of birth. Now, what's this telling me? It's telling me that when it comes to the time to verify, okay, we will have to obviously input information, and once we put that information in, then you will go to another page that you have to put a little bit more information in, etc., and then you will do your verification. So for those who hadn't seen it or didn't know about it, that is there now. So where we saw the full name on your government ID or passport, etc., and the date of birth that is on that ID, that now becomes part of the second field, okay, after you have filled in your first part of your profile section. It all might change, by the way, but for those that hadn't seen it and for those that didn't know about it, that is being worked on in the background. As always, there is always something happening in OnPassive as far as the ecosystem is concerned, as far as collaborations, partnerships, stuff behind the scenes, etc., etc. We heard obviously from our CEO talking about this, and this is just another reiteration of what happens without us even knowing, unless you are an eager beaver, an eagle-eyed OnPassivian, and you notice it, like I try to. It's part of what I do on a daily basis, that I have a good look around my ecosystem to make sure that there is anything that has changed that I can bring to the table for you guys so that you are updated. The other thing as well that I wanted to bring to the table today is all about OTRIM. Why am I bringing this to the table today? OTRIM. Been there for a long time, works absolutely fantastically, okay, but I don't necessarily spend a lot of time there. Do I use OTRIM? Yes, I do, because it makes my URLs that I am sending out more attractive. I can customize them. I can put more generic wording to my trim that is specific to what I am trying to show. That's exactly what it is for there. But one thing that I hadn't really done is going back into the analytical part of OTRIM to kind of have a look around. Now, why am I bringing this to the table today? Because I went and had a look at OTRIM, and one of the trims I had has had over 18,000 clicks on it. That's quite a lot. And you can check all this out, by the way. If you go to OTRIM, Okay, go to trim URL, and if you scroll down, every single trim that you have produced yourself, okay, will be under the top part of the trim link, and it will give you the number of clicks for each of those trims that you have done. Now, here is the cool thing. If you scroll to the right hand side, it says actions. And if you scroll along, there is the third one along called dashboard. If you click on dashboard, this is where the magic happens. This is where you will get the analytical data that is important to you. Why is it important? Because it gives you a really good idea of the demographics and the people that are clicking on your links. Is it important at this stage? No, maybe not, but it certainly is going to be important moving forward. Why is it important moving forward? Because guess what is going to be part of OnPassive? Yep, you've guessed it. Vivine Benny, thank you so much for your super sticker. Why is it going to be important moving forward? Because part of what OnPassive is going to do for us is traffic. Okay, we will purchase traffic, but we will be able to specify where we want this traffic from or going to. Now, this is where the analytics that you have already received from your trims come into their own. Why? Because it's existing data that you already have. And if you scroll down the dashboard of the trim, for instance, mine, it will tell me how many people from what city, okay, have clicked on my link. So number one city, believe it or not, of 1,345 clicks comes from Hyderabad. And then we've got Calcutta, we've got Dhaka, we've also got Mumbai and Delhi. So obviously a lot of Indians have been clicking on my post. Why is that a good thing? It's a good thing because if that is a pretty general thing, and I haven't checked my other URLs and my other trims, but it does mean that I've got a much better idea of where to send my traffic to. If these people are the ones that are clicking anyway, then it stands to reason, doesn't it, that a higher majority from that area, let's say India, for instance, are going to click on my URL or the traffic or whatever it is that I am going to be advertising. It also breaks it down to what browser people have been using. Obviously, Chrome is the main one, Safari, etc., Bing, etc. It also tells me how people have viewed. Very interesting stat this is. 91, in fact, just about 92 actually, 91.9% of people viewed that trim on a mobile device. It also tells me how many clicks there was, but how many unique clicks. What is a unique click? A unique click is the first new person that clicks on it. And obviously he might click on various things within that page, which make the clicks come higher. Unique clicks is what you're looking for, because that means it is per person. Now, this data, it is only an overview of stuff. Okay, it just gives you an idea. It gives you a map and colored in areas of where people have viewed that URL from, what devices, the cities, and it also gives social media clicks, where in social media, and what types of browser. That is just a soupçon, a little bit of how analytical data will help you. Now, what comes in line with that? OTRACKER. Okay, OTRACKER is like what I've just specified, but a whole much more, like loads and loads more information that is much more in depth. For instance, it will tell you what pages that people have spent more time on, age groups, how long they have been on the site for. It even tells you how long they, what IP addresses they are. Also, it gives you information about that person if it is available to you, and so much more. All of this information, these analytics, are super, super important to individuals if you are advertising on the internet, but more importantly to companies and businesses. You know, you see ads all over the place. Look at Facebook, look at YouTube, all of these. Do you think that they just throw a load of money at companies like YouTube and companies like Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and web pages and Google and all of these companies? Do you think they just hoy them a load of money, cross their fingers and hope for the best? Or do you think they have analytical data to tell them which ads are performing better in which areas than other ads in other areas? Of course, they use analytical data. And the more data that you can have and receive from your adverts, the more successful and profitable it will be. So it stands to reason that OTRACKER is going to be a really, really important tool for OnPassive from a user point of view. Now circle that back round. Darius Dismayo, thank you so much for your super sticker. First time as well. Thank you so much. Their third super sticker, by the way. Thank you so much, Darius. It's very kind of you, mate. Now let's circle that back around, okay, for that data, for OTRACKER, to the video that I did, but the one, obviously, that OMedia and OMarketing released. One of the interesting figures that came out of that was the figures of users for OCONNECT and OTRACKER. Okay, remember, if you can't remember, I'm going to tell you, OCONNECT had 1 million users, okay, from September the 1st. OTRACKER had 1 million users as well, but it also had 1.3 million websites. That goes to show to me that a load of people want to use this analytical detail because it gives them an open book so that they are not going into something blind. The internet environment is a very, very fickle one. The more information that you can have gives you a much better understanding and idea of your potential success rate with the adverts that you are going to put out there. Many of us marketers, in inverted commas, who do advertise online, it is super important that we know how successful those ads have been. And it's not just about getting people to sign up underneath you or anything like that. It's all to do with who is actually looking at you. What age group are they? Are they married? Are they single? What areas? What states? What countries? And all these demographics make a really, really big deal to individuals, but particularly to companies, because every company has a marketing budget. This is where OMedia comes in line. Why does OMedia come in line for that? Because companies have a marketing budget and they want to get the maximum amount of return And what is that return? That return is people coming to their sites to buy their products or services. Okay, that is when their marketing budget works to the best. They go to a company like OMedia, they say, this is what I want to do, this is my budget, what can you produce for me? And in return, OMedia will give them a video, they will give them marketing material, they might even place ads for them across the whole fields of the internet space in various areas. But behind that, guess what they're going to be using? They're going to be using our products and services to give to that customer to say the analytics of what they are doing has produced this amount and doing this. If you're doing it yourself, you'll have all that information for yourself, so you don't have to use somebody else. But it's still so important to make sure that you are spending money rightly in the right areas, so you're not just wasting it. There's no point in spending, we'll say, £2,000 on Google, targeting Far East Asia of an age group of 20 to 30, if everybody who's looking at you is the age group of 50 to 60. You will get those analytics by having that URL attached to your web page from OTRACKER. It will give you all of those analytics. And this is why it is so important to try and be knowledgeable about our products. I am diversing quite a lot from OTRIM. Hear me out. Part of what we need to do as affiliates, which we are, what are we here to do? We're here to resell our products to other people so that they can use us. Okay, now here's the thing. Knowledge is a very powerful thing. The more knowledge that you have, the best you are going to be at your business. And what is your business? Your business is OnPassive. The products within that are your market, your things that you are selling. Don't you think you deserve to know as much as possible about the things that you are selling? I certainly do. Why? Because if anybody, customer or another affiliate, comes to me and say, how does this work, what does this do, etc., then I have the knowledge to be able to respond to them immediately without going, well, I'm not quite sure, I'll get back to you. Everything is there available for you in the form of the manuals. Okay, there's two ways of viewing a manual about every single one of our products. You can either go to that top right hand corner where the drop down is next to your name, drop that down, it will say manuals, or you can use the icon as well. Manuals are there. Spend some time being knowledgeable, reading, guys. Read the manuals. I have. Is it a chore? Yep, it's a chore. But OnPassive is my business, and I want to make sure that I am as knowledgeable as possible, not only about the concept, not only about what OnPassive can do, but more importantly, about our products and services, so that if somebody anywhere asks me, what's this do? How does this work? All the rest of it, okay, really is important, okay, that you can respond to these people in a calm, relaxed manner, that you are knowledgeable about those, because otherwise you certainly won't get the credibility from the reciprocant that you deserve, because you haven't made yourself knowledgeable about that product.